151. To Mrs. Old Bull, 22nd December 1899. My dear Dhira Mata, I have a letter from Calcutta today from which I learn your checks have arrived. A great many thanks and grateful words also came. Miss Souter of London sends me a printed New Year's greetings. I think she must have got the accounts you sent her by this time. Kindly send Saradananda's letters that have come to your care. As for me, I had a slight relapse of late, for which the healer has rubbed several inches of my skin off. Just now I am feeling it, the smart. I had a very hopeful note from Margot. I am grinding on in Pasadena. Hope some result will come out of my work here. Some people here are very enthusiastic. The Raja Yoga book did indeed great services on this coast. I am mentally very well. Indeed, I never really was so calm as of late. The lectures, for one thing, do not disturb my sleep. That is some gain. I am doing some writing too. The lectures here were taken down by a stenographer. The people here want to print them. I learn they are well and doing good work at the mutt. From Swami Saradananda's letter to Joe. Slowly as usual plans are working. But mother knows, as I say. May she give me release and find other workers for her plans. By the by, I have made a discovery as to the mental method of really practicing what the Gita teaches, of working without an eye to results. I have seen much light on concentration and attention and control of concentration, which if practiced will take us out of all anxiety and worry. It is really the science of bottling up our minds whenever we like. Now what about yourself, poor Dhira Mata? This is the result of motherhood and its penalties. We all think of ourselves and never of the mother. How are you? How are things going on with you? What about your daughter? About Mrs. Briggs? I hope Turyananda is completely recovered now and working. Poor man, suffering is the lot. Never mind, there is a pleasure in suffering even when it is for others, is there not? Mrs. Leggett is doing well. So is Joe. They say. I too am. Maybe they are right. I work anyway and want to die in harness. If that be what mother wants, I am quite content. Ever your son, Vivekananda. 152. To Mrs. Old Bull, 921 West, 21st Street, Los Angeles, 27th December 1899. Beloved Dhira Mata, an eventful and happy new year to you and many such returns. I am much better in health, able enough to work once more. I have started work already and have sent to Saradananda some money, rupees 1,300 already, as expenses for the lawsuit. I shall send more if they need it. I had a very bad dream this morning and had not any news of Saradananda for 3 weeks. Poor boys, how hard I am on them at times. Well, they know, in spite of all that, I am their best friend. Mr. Leggett has got a little over 500 pounds I had with sturdy on account of Raja Yoga and the Maharaja of Khetri. I have now about $1,000 with Mr. Leggett. If I die, kindly send that money to my mother. I wired to the boys 3 weeks ago that I was perfectly cured. If I don't get any worse, this much health as I have now will do well enough. Do not worry at all on my account. I am up and working with a will. I am sorry I could not write any more on the stories. I have written some other things and mean to write something almost every day. I am very much more peaceful and find that the only way to keep my peace is to teach others. Work is my only safety valve. I only want some clear business head to take care of the details as I push onwards and work on. I am afraid it will be a long time to find such in India, and if there are any, they ought to be educated by somebody from the West. Again, I can only work when thrown completely on my own feet. I am at my best when I am alone. Mother seems to arrange so. Joe believes great things are brewing in Mother's cup. Hope it is so. Joe and Margot have developed into actual prophets, it seems. I can only say, every blow I had in this life, every pang, will only become joyful sacrifice if Mother becomes propitious to India once more. Miss Greenstidle writes a beautiful letter to me, about you most of it. She thinks a lot about Turyananda too. Give Turyananda my love. I am sure he will work well. He has the pluck and stamina. I am going soon to work in California. When I leave, I shall send for Turyananda and make him work on the Pacific coast. I am sure here is a great field. The Raja Yoga book seems to be very well known here. Miss Greenstidle had found great peace under your roof and is very happy. I am so glad it is so. May things go a little better with her every day. She has a good business head and practical sense. Joe has unearthed a magnetic healing woman We are both under her treatment. Jo thinks she is pulling me up splendidly. On her has been worked a miracle, she claims. Whether it is magnetic healing, California ozone, or the end of the present spell of bad karma, I am improving. It is a great thing to be able to walk 3 miles, even after a heavy dinner. All love and blessings to Olia. My love to Dr. Janes and other Boston friends. Ever your son, Vivekananda. 153. To Miss Mary Hale, care of Mrs. Blodgett, 921 West 21st Street, Los Angeles, 27th December 1899. My dear Mary, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and many, many glorious returns of such for your birthday. All these wishes, prayers, greetings in one breath. I am cured, you will be glad to know. It was only indigestion and no heart or kidney affection, quoth the healers, nothing more. And I am walking 3 miles a day after a heavy dinner. Say, the person healing me insisted on my smoking, so I am having my pipe nicely and am all the better for it. In plain English, the nervousness, etc. was all due to dyspepsia and nothing more. I am at work too, working, not hard, but I don't care, and I want to make money this time. Tell this to Margot, especially the pipe business. You know who is healing me? No physician, no Christian Science healer, but a magnetic healing woman who skins me every time she treats me. Wonders. She performs operations by rubbing, internal operations too, her patients tell me. It is getting late in the night. I have to give up writing separate letters to Margot, Harriet, Isabel, and Mother Church. Wish is half the work. They all know how I love them dearly, passionately, so you become the medium for my spirit for the time and carry them my New Year's messages. It is exactly like North Indian winter here, only some days a little warmer. The roses are here and the beautiful palms. Barley is in the fields, roses and many other flowers round about the cottage where I live. Mrs. Blodgett, my host, is a Chicago lady, fat, old, and extremely witty. She heard me in Chicago and is very motherly. I am so sorry the English have caught a Tatar in South Africa. A soldier on duty outside a camp bawled out that he had caught a Tatar. Bring him in, was the order from inside the tent. He will not come, replied the sentry. Then you come yourself, rang the order again. He will not let me come either. Hence the phrase, to catch a Tatar. Don't you catch any? I am happy just now and hope to remain so for all the rest of my life. Just now I am Christian Science, no evil, and love is a drawing card. I shall be very happy if I can make a lot of money. I am making some. Tell Margot I am going to make a lot of money and go home by way of Japan, Honolulu, China, and Java. This is a nice place to make money quick in, and San Francisco is better, I hear. Has she made any? You could not get the millionaire. Why don't you start for half or 1/4 million? Something is better than nothing. We want money. He may go into Lake Michigan. We have not the least objection. We had a bit of an earthquake here the other day. I hope it has gone to Chicago and raised Isabel's mud puddle up. It is getting late. I am yawning, so here I quit. Goodbye. All blessings, all love. Vivekananda. 154. To Mrs. Old Bull, 17th January 1900. My dear Dhira Mata, I received yours with the enclosures for Saradananda, and there was some good news. I hope to get some more news this week. You did not write anything about your plans. I had a letter from Miss Greenstidle expressing her deep gratitude for your kindness. And who does not? Turyananda is getting well by this time, I hope. I have been able to remit rupees 2,000 to Saradananda with the help of Miss MacLeod and Mrs. Leggett. Of course, they contributed the best part. The rest was got by lectures. I do not expect anything much here or anywhere by lecturing. I can scarcely make expenses. No, not even that. Whenever it comes to paying, the people are nowhere. The field of lecturing in this country has been overworked. The people have outgrown that. I am decidedly better in health. The healer thinks I am now at liberty to go anywhere I choose. The process will go on, and I shall completely recover in a few months. She insists on this, that I am cured already, only nature will have to work out the rest. Well, I came here principally for health. I have got it. In addition, I got rupees 2,000 to defray the law expenses. Good. Now it occurs to me that my mission from the platform is finished, and I need not break my health again by that sort of work. It is becoming clearer to me that I lay down all the concerns of the mutt and for a time go back to my mother. She has suffered much through me. I must try to smooth her last days. Do you know, this was just exactly what the great Shankaracharya himself had to do. He had to go back to his mother in the last few days of her life. I accept it. I am resigned. I am calmer than ever. The only difficulty is the financial part. Well, the Indian people owe something. I will try Madras and a few other friends in India. Anyhow, I must try, as I have forebodings that my mother has not very many years to live. Then again, this is coming to me as the greatest of all sacrifices to make, the sacrifice of ambition, of leadership, of fame. I am resigned and must do the penance. The $1,000 with Mr. Leggett, and if a little more is collected, will be enough to fall back upon in case of need. Will you send me back to India? I am ready any time. Don't go to France without seeing me. I have become practical, at least compared to the visionary dreams of Joe and Margot. Let them work their dreams out for me. They are not more than dreams. I want to make out a trust deed of the mutt in the names of Saradananda, Brahmananda, and yourself. I will do it as soon as I get the papers from Saradananda. Then I am quits. I want rest, a meal, a few books, and I want to do some scholarly work. Mother shows this light vividly now. Of course, you were the one to whom she showed it first. I would not believe it then. But then, it is now shown that leaving my mother was a great renunciation in 1884. It is a great renunciation to go back to my mother now. Probably mother wants me to undergo the same that she made the great Acharya undergo in old days. Is it? I am surer of your guidance than of my own. Joe and Margot are great souls, but to you mother is now sending the light for my guidance. Do you see light? What do you advise? At least do not go out of this country without sending me home. I am but a child. What work have I to do? My powers I passed over to you. I see it. I cannot any more tell from the platform. Don't tell it to anyone, not even to Joe. I am glad. I want rest. Not that I am tired, but the next phase will be the miraculous touch and not the tongue, like Ramakrishna's. The word has gone to you and the voice to Margot. No more it is in me. I am glad. I am resigned. Only get me out to India, won't you? Mother will make you do it, I am sure. Ever your son, Vivekananda. 155. To Mrs. Old Bull, Los Angeles, 15th February, 1900. Dear Dhira Mata, before this reaches you, I am off to San Francisco. You already know all about the work. I have not done much work, but my heart is growing stronger every day, physically and mentally. Some days I feel I can bear everything and suffer everything. There was nothing of note inside the bundle of papers sent by Miss Muller. I did not write her, not knowing her address. Then again, I am afraid. I can always work better alone, and am physically and mentally best when entirely alone. I scarcely had a day's illness during my 8 years of lone life away from my brethren. Now I am again getting up, being alone. Strange, but that is what mother wants me to be. Wandering alone like the rhinoceros, as Joe likes it. I think the conferences are ended. Poor Turyananda suffered so much and never let me know. He's so strong and good. Poor Niranjan, I learned from Mrs. Sevier, is so seriously ill in Calcutta that I don't know whether he has passed away or not. Well, good and evil both love company. Queer, they come in strings. I had a letter from my cousin telling me her daughter, the adopted little child, was dead. Suffering seems to be the lot of India. Good. I am getting rather callous, rather stilted of late. Good. Mother knows. I am so ashamed of myself, of this display of weakness for the last 2 years. Glad it is ended. Ever your loving son, Vivekananda. 156. To Miss Mary Hale, Pasadena, 20th February, 1900. My dear Mary, your letter bearing the sad news of Mr. Hale's passing away reached me yesterday. I am sorry because in spite of monastic training, the heart lives on, and then Mr. Hale was one of the best souls I met in life. Of course you are sorry, miserable, and so are Mother Church and Harriet and the rest, especially as this is the first grief of its kind you have met, is it not? I have lost many, suffered much, and the most curious cause of suffering when somebody goes off is the feeling that I was not good enough to that person. When my father died, it was a pang for months, and I had been so disobedient. You have been very dutiful. If you feel anything like that, it is only a form of sorrow. Just now I am afraid life begins for you, Mary, in earnest. We may read books, hear lectures, and talk miles, but experience is the one teacher, the one eye-opener. It is best as it is. We learn through smiles and tears we learn. We don't know why, but we see it is so, and that is enough. Of course, Mother Church has the solace of her religion. I wish we could all dream undisturbed, good dreams. You have had shelter all your life. I was in the glare, burning and panting all the time. Now, for a moment, you have caught a glimpse of the other side. My life is made up of continuous blows like that, and 100 times worse because of poverty, treachery, and my own foolishness. Pessimism. You will understand it, how it comes. Well, what shall I say to you, Mary? You know all the talks. Only I say this, and it is true. If it were possible to exchange grief, and had I a cheerful mind, I would exchange mine for your grief ever and always. Mother knows best. Your ever faithful brother, Vivekananda. 157. To Miss Mary Hale. 1251 Pine Street, San Francisco, 2nd March 1900. Dear Mary, very kind of you to write to invite me to Chicago. I wish I could be there this minute, but I am busy making money, only I do not make much. Well, I have to make enough to pay my passage home at any rate. Here is a new field, where I find ready listeners by hundreds, prepared beforehand by my books. Of course, money making is slow and tedious. If I could make a few hundreds, I would be only too glad. By this time, you must have received my previous note. I am coming eastward in a month or 6 weeks, I hope. How are you all? Give Mother my heartfelt love. I wish I had her strength. She is a true Christian. My health is much better, but the old strength is not there yet. I hope it will come some day, but then, one had to work so hard to do the least little thing. I wish I had rest and peace for a few days at least, which I am sure I can get with the sisters at Chicago. Well, Mother knows best, as I say always. She knows best. The last 2 years have been specially bad. I have been living in mental hell. It is partially lifted now, and I hope for better days, better states. All blessings on you and the sisters and Mother. Mary, you have been always the sweetest notes in my jarring and clashing life. Then you had the great good karma to start without oppressive surroundings. I never know a moment's peaceful life. It has always been high pressure, mentally. Lord bless you. Ever your loving brother, Vivekananda. 158. To Mrs. Old Bull. 1502 Jones Street, San Francisco, 4th March 1900. Dear Dhira Mata, I have not had a word from you for a month. I am in Frisco. The people here have been prepared by my writing beforehand, and they come in big crowds. But it remains to be seen how much of that enthusiasm endures when it comes to paying at the door. Reverend Benjamin Fay Mills invited me to Oakland and gave me big crowds to preach to. He and his wife have been reading my works and keeping track of my movements all the time. I sent the letter of introduction from Miss Thursby to Mrs. Hurst. She has invited me to one of her musicals Sunday next. My health is about the same. Don't find much difference. It is improving, perhaps, but very imperceptibly. I can use my voice, however, to make 3,000 people hear me, as I did twice in Oakland, and get good sleep too after 2 hours of speaking. I learn Margot is with you. When are you sailing for France? I will leave here in April and go to the East. I am very desirous of getting to England in May, if I can. Must not go home before trying England once more. I have nice letters from Brahmananda and Saradananda. They are all doing well. They are trying to bring the municipality to its senses. I am glad. In this world of Maya, one need not injure, but spread the hood without striking. That is enough. Things must get round. If they don't, it is all right. I have a very nice letter from Mrs. Sevier too. They are doing fine in the mountains. How is Mrs. Vaughan? When is your conference to close? How is Turyananda? With everlasting love and gratitude, your son, Vivekananda. 159. To Mrs. Old Bull, 1502 Jones Street, San Francisco, 7th March 1900. Dear Dhira Mata, your letter enclosing one from Saradananda only and the accounts came. I am very much reassured by all the news I since received from India. As for the accounts and the disposal of the rupees 30,000, do just what you please. I have given over the management to you. The master will show you what is best to do. The money is rupees 35,000, the rupees 5,000 for building the cottage on the Ganga. I wrote to Saradananda not to use just now. I have already taken rupees 5,000 of that money. I am not going to take more. I had paid back rupees 2000 or more of that rupees 5000 in India. But it seems Brahmananda, wanting to show as much of the rupees 35,000 intact as he could, drew upon my rupees 2000, so I owe them rupees 5000 still on that score. Anyway, I thought I could make money here in California and pay them up quietly. Now I have entirely failed in California financially. It is worse here than in Los Angeles. They come in crowds when there is a free lecture and very few when there is something to pay. I have some hopes yet in England. It is necessary for me to reach England in May. There is not the least use in breaking my health in San Francisco for nothing. Moreover, with all Joe's enthusiasm, I have not yet found any real benefit from the magnetic healer, except a few red patches on my chest from scratching. Platform work is nigh gone for me, and forcing it is only hastening the end. I leave here very soon as I can make money for a passage. I have $300 in hand, made in Los Angeles. I will lecture here next week and then I stop. As for the mutt and the money, the sooner I am released of that burden, the better. I am ready to do whatever you advise me to do. You have been a real mother to me. You have taken up one of my great burdens on yourself. I mean my poor cousin. I feel quite satisfied. As for my mother, I am going back to her, for my last days and hers. The $1,000 I have in New York will bring rupees 9 a month. Then I bought for her a bit of land which will bring about rupees 6. And her old house, that will bring, say, rupees 6. I leave the house under litigation out of consideration as I have not got it. Myself, my mother, my grandmother, and my brother will live on rupees 20 a month easy. I would start just now, if I could make money for a passage to India without touching the $1,000 in New York. Anyhow, I will scrape $300 or $400. $400 will be enough for a second-class passage and for a few weeks' stay in London. I do not ask you to do anything more for me. I do not want it. What you have done is more, ever so much more than I deserve. I have given my place solemnly to you in Sri Ramakrishna's work. I am out of it. All my life I have been a torture to my poor mother. Her whole life has been one of continuous misery. If it be possible, my last attempt should be to make her a little happy. I have planned it all out. I have served the mother all my life. It is done. I refuse now to grind her axe. Let her find other workers. I strike. You have been one friend with whom Sri Ramakrishna has become the goal of life. That is the secret of my trust in you. Others love me personally, but they little dream that what they love me for is Ramakrishna. Leaving him, I am only a mass of foolish, selfish emotions. Anyway, this stress is terrible, thinking of what may come next, wishing what ought to come next. I am unequal to the responsibility. I am found wanting. I must give up this work. If the work has not life in it, let it die. If it has, it need not wait for poor workers like myself. Now the money, rupees 30,000 is in my name, in government securities. If they are sold now, we shall lose fearfully on account of the war. Then how can they be sent over here without being sold there? To sell them there, I must sign them. I do not know how all this is going to be straightened out. Do what you think best about it all. In the meanwhile, it is absolutely necessary that I execute a will in your favor for everything, in case I suddenly die. Send me a draft will as soon as possible and I shall register it in San Francisco or Chicago. Then my conscience will be safe. I don't know any lawyer here, else I would have got it drawn up. Neither have I the money. The will must be done immediately. The trust and things have time enough for them. Ever your son, Vivekananda. 160 to Miss Josephine MacLeod, 1502 Jones Street, San Francisco, 7th March 1900. Dear Joe, I learned from Mrs. Bull's letter that you are in Cambridge. I also learned from Miss Helen that you did not get the story sent on to you. I am sorry. Margot has copies she may give you. I am so in health. No money, hard work, no result. Worse than Los Angeles. They come in crowds when the lecture is free. When there is payment, they don't. That's all. I have a relapse for some days and am feeling very bad. I think lecturing every night is the cause. I hope to do something in Oakland at least to work out my passage to New York, where I mean to work for my passage to India. I may go to London if I make money here to pay a few months' lodging there. Will you send me our general's address? Even the name slips from memory now. Goodbye. May see you in Paris, may not. Lord bless you. You have done for me more than I ever deserve. With infinite love and gratitude, yours, Vivekananda.